The day of reckoning has come. Controller players have been looked down upon for our body movement for far too long. Today is a special day, as today is the day we increase the skill gap and do the impossible. I will teach you how to control a tap strafe without using a sketchy bannable program. And that's what this video is about. There will be no bullshit videos on my channel. So let's get right into it. Tap strafing is redirecting your momentum in a different direction without losing any of that original momentum. And it works because of the source engine Apex is built on. Tap strafing can be used to cut corners, maneuver into wall jumps, and other mechanics like B-hops. And if you learn how to use it in fights, not only will it outplay your opponents due to the unpredictable movement, it will also look mad stylish when you pull it off. Fuck you, Wraith. That's a flip. This is my teammate's point of view. His name is Sai, an insane MNK player. Every day, we do a 1v1 warm-up against each other. This was on the 13th of July when I first showed him I could control a tap strafe. I'm the little controller lifeline he's against. Sai is an insane MNK player and teammate. I'll link his Twitch in the description.
Water in my mouth, I almost spilled it, holy shit.
Since this mechanic was found nearly a year ago, only keyboard and mouse players have been able to do this due to their keyboard input. But what if I told you controller players have been able to tap strafe for over 6 months? Sadly, they've been using bannable third-party programs, which is not allowed in Apex. The reason for this is that the programs that they use to tap strafe also have anti-recall scripts and many other cheats available. Hence why Apex will ban you for using it, which is, you know, understandable. Obviously, we don't want people cheating in our game. But today, I'm going to tell you how to tap strafe with a controller without using any of that bannable third-party programs. This is a legitimate controller tap strafe. So let's increase the skill gap. If you're a console player and you want to know how to tap strafe, go to the timestamp on the screen right now. For the PC controller players, just follow these steps. Let's open up Steam and go to Apex Legends in our library. If you run Apex through Origin, this won't work, so make sure you download Steam. Now we need to go to the controller configuration. If this isn't there for you like it is for me, do this. Go to Manage, click Properties, go down to Controller, and click the Underlined Controller General Settings link. Now make sure the guide button focus is ticked as well as whatever controller you're using. Cool, so now we can close this and go back to Steam and controller configuration will be there for you. This is a good time for me to say I use a SCUF with 4 paddles. Even if you have 0 paddles and a normal controller, you can still do this. I'm going to explain this really quick, but what we're basically doing is turning 1 or 2 buttons on our controller into keyboard inputs. So when we do this, we will lose an Apex button like quips or emotes, for example. If you have 0 paddles, I recommend sacrificing the down button on your D-pad. Once I show you how to do this, just play around with it and make your keyboard inputs whatever works best for you. A really good tip is go to Apex right now, figure out what buttons you want to turn into your keyboard inputs. For me, I use L1 to tap strafe left and R1 to tap strafe right. Then I went to my button layout and clicked customized and sacrificed these 2 fairly pointless buttons in order to tap strafe. Now I've explained that, let's click on the first button we want to turn into our keyboard input. When this screen pops up, click A if you want to tap strafe left, or D if you want to use this button to tap strafe right. I'll click D just for this example. Once you clicked A or D, turn off toggle. It might kick you out like it did to me, and that's okay. Let's go back into it. Alright, now we can click W and then turn toggle back on. Sweet. So now that's done, we can click show activators and make sure hold to repeat is on and your repeat rate is maxed out. And that's it. The down button on my D-pad now works as a right tap strafe. If you want to be able to tap strafe both left and right, you'll need to sacrifice 2 buttons, like I've done with L1 and R1. This is way easier to do on a SCUF as the paddles really help out, but I'm sure even on a normal controller you'll figure it out. Just keep experimenting. Now we've set all that up, let's load up Apex and head into the range so I can break down this new mechanic. I'll give you a little tutorial so you can tap strafe. When I press my tap strafe button, which is set as L1 for me, this is what it looks like. You can see it pulls me forward and left. That's because I've set it to A and W. You're all set to tap strafe, so now I'll explain how to do it. Run into a slide and then jump. Once you've jumped, press your tap strafe button and then turn in the direction you want to go to. A and W keyboard input will take you left and D and W will take you right. How to tap strafe on a jump pad is a little different, but the same concept. Once you hit the jump pad and you're in the air, you can redirect yourself by holding your tap strafe button and then pressing your double jump and then using your analog sticks to direct yourself to where you want to go. This is a great way to avoid landing on a team or a player you didn't know was there, like this, or avoiding death by being shot out of the sky. My favorite thing to do is a 180 to regain height or outplay a team. I know some people in the comments are gonna say some dumb shit like, "It's bannable because you're using a third-party program." And the answer to that comment is, I'm not. I run Apex through Steam, therefore it's not a third-party program. As it's the same program I run Apex through. In fact, if Respawn don't like this mechanic for controller players, they could simply remove controller configuration from Steam's Apex Legends options. This is increasing the skill gap, and if some controller players are salty and mad that we can do this, it's because they're afraid they can't do it, and they just don't like that. If keyboard and mouse players are salty we can do this, well,
we do not care.
It is increasing the skill gap. The matter of the fact is, it's not bannable. We are not using a sketchy third-party program, and it's not easy. Honestly, it's difficult to get the hang of it, especially in a fight. I use 2 thumbs and 4 fingers just to pull off one tap strafe, as well as aiming and shooting at someone. So to those comments, please, don't make it out as something unskillful. I'll comment with an update on this once I'm 100% certain, but it's likely this isn't allowed in ALG tournaments. Not because it's bannable, but because it wasn't intended to be in the game and it might cause some issues. However, if you're not a pro player that competes in ALG tournaments, you're okay to use it in ranked, pubs and arena. So, use it. I'm live every day on Twitch, tap strafing my way to the dub. And I also post funny, cracked, and tutorial videos like this weekly on YouTube. This video is a special video to me as I really think it's going to help increase the skill gap on PC. And leaving a like and a sub really helps me out. I read all the comments and a lot of them make my day.
Oh no.
At me on Twitter or Instagram with the best tap strafe kills or moves you've got and I'll rate them out of 10. All my socials are in the description. This is the end of the video. The next part is helping console players. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I told you. If you're on console, I hate to break it to you, but you can't do a 180 tap strafe. But you can do a 90 degrees, and it's called a flick strafe. Tap strafe is redirecting yourself without losing any momentum. A flick strafe is similar, but nothing like a tap strafe sadly. However, it's worth learning as it can save you in many fights, and it looks cool. A YouTuber called Cairo has a solid, informative tutorial about it for console players. So instead of wasting your time and recreating the same type of video, I'm going to link his video in the description for you guys to watch. I hope this helps you out. See you guys in the next video.